Welcome to Chapter 14 of Storming Babylon. In this chapter, we will continue to explore the exciting and action-packed world of this thrilling book. We hope you are enjoying the story so far and are eager to find out what happens next. As we delve deeper into the plot, we encourage you to immerse yourself in the exciting events that unfold. From thrilling action scenes to heart-pumping moments of suspense, Storming Babylon is sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. We appreciate your support and hope that you continue to enjoy the journey we have in store for you. Thank you for enjoying the story, and we look forward to sharing more with you in the upcoming chapters. Chapter 14 Friendly Chats.
Creatures of myth and legend, including werewolves, vampires, and elves, mingled with humans in the lobby of Babylon. Each creature's faction had a council member who ruled over mortals and supernatural creatures. The power of each faction was carefully controlled, and creatures were kept in check. Some of the more powerful creatures could have killed every inhabitant of New York several times. The city was governed with an uneasy peace, maintained by the threat of destruction. The twins were at their desks. The chaos of the lobby was distracting enough that the two new arrivals had arrived unchallenged.
Hello, gentlemen. We can't help but notice a sizable contingent of various members of the council who arrived not too long ago. Would this be your doing?
Bruno nodded, and Lorenzo smiled.
Just a little extra security for the meet, ladies. We wanted to make sure you don't cause any trouble. I hope this is not an inconvenience.
Silken voice and a wink, the Lorenzo special, was applied liberally to the conversation. They held firm against such things but did blush a bit at the attention.
Mr. Lorenzo, and the charming Bruno? Lord Machiavel has sent men of quality we see. If you could encourage the rest of our guests to avail themselves to the lounge, we will see to everyone's needs.
The twins were still speaking in tandem. They rarely had the opportunity to enjoy light banter, and they were glad for the distraction from the explosive concoction of people in their lobby.
But the meet is tomorrow evening, gentlemen. We believe you are all a bit early for the event.
Bruno saw a playful look cross Lorenzo's face and knew better than to stay. He wandered off to find some Themis people to agitate. Lorenzo hit both ladies with charm as he defended himself.
Better early than late. Besides, I have always been your biggest fan. Any excuse to darken your door is all I need to come calling.
Sultry words from a slick gentleman.
One said. The other continued.
You were so kind to bring so many of your friends and enemies along.
No enemies, we are all fond of each other like family. We will muck and fight with each other every chance we get. But if one of us were ever threatened, all of us would join in delving out vengeance.
They both concluded.
We are not ladies who enjoy a public display in our place of work unless it cannot be helped.
Lorenzo raised his hands in mocking defense. This pose allowed each of his hands to withdraw items from his coat pockets and place each on the counter before the secretaries.
How rude of me. I can only offer paltry gifts by way of recompense.
A pair of tickets to an underground boxing match teased the ladies. The fight card pitted various brutes from the Themis prison against one another. It wasn't quite an invitation to a blood sport, but the fights were particularly brutal even if the monsters that fought were allowed out of their cells due to good behavior. Any sensible woman of the day would be quite disgusted by the offering, but these girls were different. After a noticeable pause, both ladies slid the tickets behind the counter and into their purses.
We have not been invited in the past. Do you think such a thing is healthy for our sensibilities?
It was playful banter, to be sure. Their lust for the event's violence was nearly palpable. No one ever had the guts to take them someplace nice like the bowels of a monster prison before. Lorenzo knew he had them then.
I only invite my associates to the finest holistic experiences.
He leaned forward and gave each one a wink before pushing away into the lobby crowd. The lady on the right called after him.
So we are only going as associates?
The one on the left chimed in.
You sly fox.
They toyed with calling it a date to mock him in front of his peers. The thought died down when no response came. Lorenzo had a reputation they knew well. Many broken hearts had made their way through their lobby by his hands. He always teased, but never committed to any form of follow-through. They were still satisfied. The vampire had done his research, and they would appreciate it until fight night. Lorenzo caught up with Bruno, who was chatting up a pair of Themis hounds. As he approached, they stiffened. Lorenzo and their boss had a rivalry. It did not stop them from finishing their reply to Bruno.
I mean, we couldn't have possibly heard about Dr. Adam getting the stuffing kicked out of him. Heard it through the grapevine and started to worry people may think it would be a good idea to finish off the job, or worse.
Lorenzo folded his arms and sighed.
The detective only brought the doctor through the front doors a few hours ago. How on earth did you two even know about it?
The big one growled.
It smells like he was leaking when he was brought in. I can also smell the scent of Dominic. Kinda easy to put 2 and 2 together.
You two may be sharper than your boss.
Lorenzo prodded the thugs.
The Mongolian lost 2 tickets to your little fight club to me yesterday. That man is bad at poker. But you two have some wit about you.
The other big one bared his teeth threateningly at the jab. It was bad form to talk about their boss.
Your crime boss needs to keep better track of his pup. Boy left with a piece on him half an hour ago. I could smell the gun oil clear as day.
The wolfish thug emphasized the last word, trying to remind the vampire of his limitations. Lorenzo and Bruno shared a worried look. Bruno offered.
Should we go after him?
How? We don't know where he was heading. The best thing we can do is sit tight and hope he returns in one piece.
The large vampire cracked his knuckles with a nod. Lorenzo thanked the pair of Themis operatives.
Thank you, ladies. We shall be chatting up better company.
Growls followed them. The pair had to keep everyone's head in the game until Dom, or Trouble, came calling.